Q&A mic.
I did, Senator. Imagine maybe what path you might be taking over the next 12 months. Could you imagine that this is the path that you would be taking, and you'd be sitting here talking to us before Game 1 in the Stanley Cup Finals for this team?
Probably not. You know, this wasn't something that I certainly envisioned this quickly. But certainly, you know, when you get into this profession, it's this type of experience that we all aspire to be a part of. And so, you know, it's fortunately for me, I've got a great opportunity here to coach a great group of players that have played extremely hard to get us here. So we don't take one day for granted, and we're excited about this opportunity.
Jim, what is it about Matt Cullen that has allowed you to constantly reacquire him?
Well, I was fortunate that I got to know him pretty well, and so the experience in '06 is really what did it. I think the people that know him really knows his character. I know how he takes care of himself. That's why he's still playing at this point in his career. And other than his goal production, nothing's really surprised me what he's done this year. But even the goal production, he stepped up a little bit. He scored some big goals for us. But he was a key player to put in that room to add some character.
Mike, against Tampa Bay especially, you guys are dominant in the shot attempt game, just peppering Tampa Bay with shots. And I find since you took over as coach, your team has become dominant in the possession game, shot attempts. Take us back to when you first came in. Did you sort of have the intention of unlocking this team offensively, setting everybody free?
Well, one of the things that we've tried to do as a coaching staff is instill a game plan where we could play to our strengths. And when you look at our core players, they all want to play this speed game. They can all skate. They all have real good hockey sense. They have the ability to move the puck and change the point of attack. So speed in all of its forms, whether it's foot speed or team speed, your ability to move the puck and change the point of attack quickly to create opportunity or to create a competitive advantage is what I envisioned with this group. And so, you know, we've tried to implement some strategies to give these players an opportunity to play to their strengths.
Rob, got one for each of you about the same couple of players. Jim, when you first got to Pittsburgh, what was the input you received from Sidney and Evgeny about what they thought might help the Penguins get back to a moment like this? And Mike, when you have those two players and they sort of accept the roles that they've had, they've played less ice time than they have, they've certainly appeared to be unselfish in a lot of ways. How does that help you with, you know, reaching the rest of the team?
Well, I think both Sid and Gino have really bought into the team concept that we've tried to implement. You know, fortunately for us, we have a group of players and a team that's deep, and so we have the ability to use our whole bench. And with the type of game that we're trying to play, and a speed game, it takes a lot of energy to play the style of play that we're trying to play. So our ability to use the bench, I think, helps all of us, Sid and Gino included, to play the type of game that we need to play in order to create a competitive advantage. And I think the players themselves have provided enough evidence when we play that way that we can have success down the stretch of the regular season. For example, it's given our guys a lot of belief in playing that way. And I think Sid and Gino are two guys that have taken a very unselfish approach. They've put the team ahead of themselves. And because of that, I think we have evolved into a team in true sense of the word.
I met Sid shortly after I took the job, and the one thing that I knew right from the start was his passion for the game and his leadership qualities. And basically, what he said is, we'll do what it takes to win. And so we talked about different things about how, you know, you can't expect the top players to win every game for you. You know, the superstars always have that extra pressure, but we need to have good balance throughout the lineup. And in Gino's case, he has that same passion for the game. I didn't meet with him immediately. He was in Russia, but over time, I took time and really short conversations, because everybody that knows Gino, that's usually what they are. And the same thing, you know, he really cared for the team. He cared about Pittsburgh and cared about winning a championship. And he had some you know, more smaller things to say, but made a lot of sense.
Mike, in regards to Sidney Crosby, how has your opinion of him changed from working against him, coaching against him, to now working with him and coaching him every day?
Well, when I coached against him for all those years, I always had an appreciation for how good he is, and that's obvious. But I think when you have an opportunity to get to know someone on a personal level, when you work with them day in and day out, as is the case here, I've grown just more respectful and have more admiration for his care factor and his professionalism as far as how he goes about his business every day. Everybody in the hockey world sees how talented he is as a player. I can tell you by watching him every day that it's not by accident that he's as good as he is. He works extremely hard. I don't know that I've been around a player in all the years that I've been associated with this league with a work ethic like Sid's. He's the first guy on the ice every single day. His fitness level off the ice and how he trains away from the rink, he takes with the same commitment as he does when he's on the ice. The way he lives his life, everything about him is about how he creates a competitive advantage for himself. And watching it every day, I've grown to have just more respect and more admiration for the type of effort that he puts in that's necessary to be the best player in the world.